Psychology. The literal meaning is study of the soul. Psychiatry. The healing of the soul. Psychologists research and test the brain and its functions. They also provide therapy. Psychiatrists study, diagnose, treat, and help prevent mental disorders. Confusion, prejudice, and inhumane practices have surrounded mental health almost since the beginning of time. The importance of a healthy mind is key for one's well-being. But studying the mind and its effect on behavior has taken centuries. Africa, prehistory. Trepanation allegedly releases evil spirits from the skull. Egypt, 1500 BC. The Ebers Papyrus documents illnesses resembling schizophrenia and depression. Egyptians believe the heart is the seat of emotions. In India, mental illness is believed to be a result of imbalanced humors. Greek Empire, 5th century BC. Physician Hippocrates moves away from the long-held belief that supernatural and demonic forces cause mental illness. Rome, 162 AD. As a physician to the gladiators, Aelius Galenus observes firsthand the consequences of brain injury. He believes there is no distinction between the mental and the physical. His works are used in medical schools well into the 19th century. Baghdad, around 700 AD. Muslim physicians are the first to set up psychiatric institutions. By 900 AD, herbal prescriptions to remedy melancholia, hallucinations, dementia, and folly come into use. And 100 years later, the Persian scientist Avicenna writes Canon of Medicine, asserting the fundamentals of neuroanatomy. He advocates humane treatment of the insane and is the first to employ analytical treatment, including a method of free association. But casting out devils continues to be the common treatment for the mentally ill. England, 1403. The Royal Bethlehem Hospital begins admitting psychiatric patients. The patients, treated more like inmates, scream violently when teased by spectators. The hospital is nicknamed Bedlam. France, early 1500s. Francis I reigns, and so does prejudice against mental illness. 100,000 mentally ill patients are killed. Later, in Geneva, 500 insane people are publicly burned in the square. Mental illness is believed to be incurable, a virtual death sentence for those stricken. But the madness of a king changes that perspective. England, 1788. King George III suffers a bout of insanity. Experiencing seizures and foaming at the mouth, he speaks gibberish for days at a time. Legend has it he shakes hands with a tree, thinking it is the King of Prussia. His madness is documented. Whispers spread about the country and the rest of Europe. His treatment consists of being restrained in a waistcoat when he misbehaves. King George soon regains his lucidity and appears before Parliament, and his recovery gives hope to many that mental illness is curable. French physician Philippe Pinel is one of those who believes. He strives to improve asylums and forbids the use of chains and shackles. Patients are removed from dungeons and provided with sunny rooms. There is a new resurgence in writing about mental illness and cures. And then, Vienna, 1881. Bertha Pappenheim becomes a patient of Joseph Breuer. Her hallucinations and anxiety prevent her from leading a normal life. But Breuer notices that she relaxes when she tells him about her dreams and hallucinations. Over time, her condition improves. She calls it the talking cure. In 1895, Breuer and Sigmund Freud publish her case, calling her Anna O. Psychoanalysis is born. Sigmund Freud popularizes the therapeutic method and his theories about the powerful effect of the unconscious. Later, protege Carl Jung advances Freud's theories and develops analytical psychology. From these men come the concepts of the id, your raw instincts and desires; the superego, your morality; the ego, your mediator, balancing the id with the superego; the persona, the mask you wear in public; the shadow, unconscious truths about yourself. And in lockstep, new psychiatric tests come on the scene. Swiss psychiatrist Hermann Rorschach's Psychodiagnostik uses ink blots to diagnose psychiatric conditions. A flurry of therapies follows, including insulin shock therapy, electroconvulsive therapy, and in the 1940s, lobotomy, in which most of the connections to and from the prefrontal cortex are cut, often by inserting an ice pick up a patient's nose. Barbaric to many, yet it remains a mainstream treatment for depression for over 2 decades. In the 1950s, the numbers of mentally ill adults and children in hospitals peaks. But by the 1960s, a new era in mental health focuses on enabling patients to leave these facilities. Technological advancements lead to more research. PET scans, CT scans, and MRIs help detect psychiatric illness and determine which medications patients will respond to best. The introduction of antipsychotic drugs like Thorazine sends lobotomies on a gradual decline. The supply of this popular tranquilizer cannot keep up with the demand. And versions of talk therapy continue, sometimes in combination with medication. Patients suffering from depression and OCD, obsessive-compulsive disorder, begin to manage their illnesses. These dramatic improvements in mental health enable patients to live at home. Prejudice still exists, but research, technology, and attention have helped change the face of psychology and psychiatry forever.